Welcome to the Christ-Centered Journey for the Advent season. The Christ-Centered Journey is an additional ministry of Christ Center Community Church of Clifton, Illinois. For more information, please visit our webpage christcentercommunity.org. Our prayer is that you will be blessed and encouraged with your walk with Jesus. And now here is today's Christ-Centered Journey devotion with Pastor Dan Shipton.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Christ-Centered Journey for today. Our Advent season, and we're just doing some devotions to add into our Sunday messages that go along with Advent. I know this time of year a lot of people like to have some extra time of reflection and think on their lives. And so today we're doing just that. We are continuing to look at hope this week. You know, hope is something that people struggle with sometimes. Sometimes when they're going through rough times or tough times, they struggle with hope. And they struggle to hold on. And some people, you know, there are legitimate reasons to go get help. And I don't want to discourage anyone from doing that. But sometimes we just get down and it's just because life seems to press upon us. And sometimes we think we're alone in this. And the reality is we're not. We're to hold on to our hope in Jesus Christ and never give up. Because He is always with us. He promised when He ascended to heaven, He promised the disciples, "Lo, I am with you always until the end of the age." And that basically means He's with us in spirit, and He'll be with us until He returns to take us home permanently with Him. And so today we're going to be looking in 1 Peter. If you want to turn over to 1 Peter 3 to read with me. But as you're turning over there, I think of hope, and I think of Claire Booth Luce, who said, "There are no hopeless situations. There are only people who have grown hopeless about them." Where are you today? Are you hopeless about your life? Are you hopeless about situations, worried about certain things? Or are you letting God fill you with hope? Peter understood because he was one of the apostles, and he too was challenged by people and people not wanting to hear the gospel and people fighting everything he was doing, and yet he held on. And this is what he writes to the people, how to stand firm in their hope in Christ. In chapter 3 of 1 Peter, beginning at verse 13, it says, "Who's going to harm you if you are eager to do good? But even if you should suffer for what is right, you are blessed. Do not fear their threats. Do not be frightened. But in your hearts revere Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks of you, to give reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect, keeping a clear conscience, so that those who speak maliciously against your good behavior in Christ may be ashamed of their slander. For it is better, if it's God's will, to suffer for doing good than for doing evil. For Christ also suffered once for sins, the righteousness for the unrighteous, to bring you to God. He was put to death in the body and made alive in the spirit. After being made alive, He went and made proclamation to those who were imprisoned spirits." I don't want to get into the discussion of imprisoned spirits today because I want to focus on the words of what he's telling us. He's reminding us, first of all, if you're going through some tough times, and especially if it's because you're holding on to your faith, that Jesus went to the cross for you and me. He went to the cross to die so that we could be free from sin. That's the greatest hope of all, is that we have this relationship with an eternal God. And that's something that never goes away. It's something that we can hold on to continuously and always. You know, we should have hope that keeps us going, even in the rough times. I've probably shared this before, but there was a story of a boy and a man who was walking by a baseball field, and the baseball team was playing. And he approached one of the boys on the team because he noticed the score. And he asked the boy in the dugout, What is the score? What's going on here?" And the boy said, "Well, it's 18-0. And the man said, "Well, you seem pretty happy for somebody who's 18-0 behind." And he said, "That's okay, because we haven't even gotten up to bat yet." You know, sometimes that's what we have to do in our lives. We have to remember in a way that it's not over yet. whatever we're dealing with, whatever problems we're going through, it's not over yet. It will come, the time will come when life will end for us or Christ will come. But right now we're still living and Christ is still with us, and we might go through a difficult time, but it's not over yet. He's still yet to come. And next week on Sunday we begin our Advent study of a week of peace. And I hope that you're blessed by these short messages and these short encouragements of devotionals, because we hope here at Christ Center Community Church that you can be blessed. We have services at 10:15 on Sunday morning. We're online on Facebook Live, and we're also on YouTube. So if you're watching this, you know where to find us. We also meet at our home, 195 West 3rd Avenue in Clifton, Illinois. We're working on trying to build a new building, and we're hoping we've got most of our base finances, and we're hoping to get the last of the things secured so that we can get this up by spring. And so I just want to encourage you today. You know, a lot of our people have went through times of wondering, how long is this process going to take? It's taken longer than we thought. And the reality is, that's part of hope. Hope doesn't hope for things that, you know, are impossible for God, because there's nothing that's impossible for God. This Wednesday, we had a study and we were reminded that nothing's impossible for God. He's the God of impossibilities. You know, when you think about the world and the things that have happened in history and in the Bible and see all the miracles that God did, we can know that God is able to do anything. And He's able to help you through whatever you're going through today. I hope that God can bless you this weekend, and I hope that you can join us online or in person. Would be even more wonderful if you don't have a church of your own and you're in our area. Otherwise, I hope that you can be blessed in the church that you go to, and may God continue to bless you on your journey with Christ through this Advent season.
Thanks for joining us for the Christ-Centered Journey, an additional ministry of Christ Center Community Church of Clifton, Illinois. For more on our church, visit christcentercommunity.org. Sunday services begin in person at 10:15 Sunday morning at the pastor's home. Online services begin around 10:30 Sunday morning on YouTube and Facebook. May God bless you today as you continue to seek Christ on your life's journey.